We're back with a special edition of our series, The Upside, in honor of Veterans Day this week. Master Sergeant Ben Thomann is a decorated Army Green Beret who retired last year, but he is continuing his life of service after discovering a new purpose on a Kansas farm.
I think I was always kind of destined to be a soldier.
Ben Thomann enlisted in the U.S. Army nearly 22 years ago.
My grandfathers and my father have been in the military, and it was just kind of expected that we would serve.
You enlisted at 18 years old in the Army just before September 11th. Then September 11th happened. What were you thinking when you saw what was going on our soil?
Yeah, when I was on a small island just off the coast of Egypt, and we watched the news as the first plane hit and kind of thought maybe it was a fluke. Watched the second plane hit, and then everything became very, very real.
He spent 5 months in Egypt, a year in training in the U.S. before then landing in Afghanistan in 2003.
It's your first trip to Afghanistan. What did you learn about yourself?
That's a very difficult question. What I learned about myself over there was that I had more ability than I thought. We had some very rough times where we lost some of our brothers, and we had some pretty good successes as well.
Eventually, Ben becoming a Green Beret, one of the Army's elite forces, traveling to 25 countries through roughly 20 deployments.
Our teams deployed all over the world, sometimes with no notice, sometimes with some very deliberate planning. Get asked to solve some of the most difficult problems, and they put a lot of responsibility on us to make good decisions.
Ben returned home in February 2020, ready to retire from military life.
And then you come back, you transition to civilian life. What is that like without even having to put and layer a global pandemic on top of that?
I began kind of processing everything that I'd been through, little bits at a time. I went and talked to the physician's assistant, the doc, going through my medical records and talking about all my aches and pains and all the things that are broken on me from 22 years of being a Green Beret. And he asked me, "When's the last time you saw a counselor?" "Never, man. I'm good." And he looked me square in the face and he said, "No, you're not."
A counselor suggesting that Ben visit a farm out in Kansas to take part in War Horses for Veterans, a retreat using horses to help vets recenter.
It took me by surprise because I didn't realize how many of my peers were probably struggling too. It kind of let me know that it was okay to feel this way.
And I understand you had this almost epiphany, this powerful connection with a horse named Vinny.
Yeah, I love Vinny. The horses are great because they're like mirrors. Whatever you're feeling inside, they pick up on that. Vinny, he started out very erratic, jumping and kicking, and then all of a sudden, it's like something clicked, and we connected, and then we were just in sync. And he puts his head down, and he walks straight over to me, and he puts his head basically straight into my chest. And we basically became best friends right there.
Since the nonprofit started 6 years ago, they've helped more than 400 veterans to heal after returning from duty. Ben's experience so impactful, he became a mentor for others going through the program. And that's not all.
The recent evacuation of American troops in Afghanistan, I know you're still in touch with people over there. What are you hearing?
My phone was ringing off the hook. I was getting messages every night, trying to help people out. So for a while, I was grasping at straws, as I know a lot of veterans were. Was able to link up with some phenomenal individuals, and we came together as a team to get a flight out of Mazar-e-Sharif with about 380 people on it.
You've been through these tours. You've done this work now with the War Horses program and with trying to get people out of Afghanistan. How has your definition of a life of service changed?
It still remains to be to protect this country, protect our people, protect our way of life. And the flag remains a beacon of hope and for freedom for the rest of the world.
That's very good.
That's the message right there. And to take care of the folks who take care of us.
It's a great story.
And they're just doing a wonderful job.
Great story.
Good.
Glad he found those horses.
Yeah, we are.